today.
Welcome, Manifest Being. We are Manifest4TV show. As you know, we are here with no judgment, no attachment, and no resistance to what is. Today, the topic is universe. We're back to the universe again. You remember we went through already universe, power, you, thought, now, meditation, relationship, nature, and trends. We're back to the universe. We want to make you experience how big you are today, how powerful you are, what we've been all manifesting per our thoughts. The visual has been selected by a very, very, very special being, another manifest being that I've met here doing yoga at MNN. His name, the name that he has received, that he carries as a human being here on earth, is Hari Nam. Welcome, Hari Nam.
Thank you, Eyal.
It's a pleasure to have you here. It was
Pleasure is
really
mine.
exciting to meet you.
Same
As you
here.
say, you saw that I was different. I saw that you were different too. Bird of a feather to manifest together.
Bird of a feather.
So can you tell me a little bit before I'm going to send the being to be able to review the video, the visual of the selection that you have? Why did you select this?
The one of the crop cycles.
Yes.
You know, I was in Colombia recently teaching, and a good friend of mine I visited, I did not know his involvement in this, but as it turned out that he actually wrote a book about this, and he had some stuff on the internet and showed me a video. I actually had never seen this before, and I found it to be very, very, I said, hey, look at this, it's very interesting. And it led to us having a conversation about that, about what it meant and all this. But I felt myself, you know, kind of intrigued by it, connected with it, and so when you had asked me to provide a video, I'm going, what would be interesting? How about those crop cycles?
Wow.
So this is how you experience it. You see, this is what I'm talking about. You just experience that. It's not something you know for a long time.
No, very recently.
Michelangelo is here, as always, as the host of the show. Michelangelo, how are you doing today?
I'm so excited because the moment that we are coming together and
Yes.
speaking about the universe, and as it has been arranged through the universe that we are here joining also with the brother Harry
Yes.
here and Ajua here, and it's been a fantastic journey, and I'm feeling really blessed, very blessed.
So we're going to
Each day.
experience right now the crop circle on joy right now.
Views determine what we allow ourselves to perceive.
Our existing worldview and the way we think right now is failing us.
To stand up for entirely new and unfamiliar realities requires a lot of heroism.
It was only, 1620 that they put Galileo on house arrest?
Everyone found it astonishing that these complicated works of art, sometimes as big as 2 football fields, were turning up in crop fields overnight. In fact, eyewitnesses say the patterns take only seconds to go down.
We've got this breathtaking beauty. This is phenomenon A. Phenomenon B is that the world can ignore it.
Yes, there are man-made formations, but the totality of it is such that there has to be something bigger at work here.
The first time when I walked into a circle, it was like, oh my God, what has the power to do this?
In terms of the real world as it is, this could not be made here.
You know, when I sit and think about it, I mean, that whole concept, encoded geometrical designs in wheat fields, is just so far out there.
The most successful areas of research in crop formations are undoubtedly geometry and mathematics, because it's about the unfolding of the mathematical or geometrical structure within creation.
You cannot take crop circles in isolation. They're a tip of a multi-tipped iceberg, and they connect up with UFOs, they connect up with psychic phenomena.
Governments, armies, church does not want this out in the world because it changes the world, it changes humanity.
Is the crop circle phenomenon going to unite us as one?
So this is the experience that you have to experience on your own. This is the experience of Manifest4TV for this week. The crop circle, to me, I'm going to say that personally, is something that actually when I was little, I was at school spending my time with my compass doing those designs. But my teacher was always complaining, what are you doing? We in math or we in science? And I was all the time doing my circles and those designs. And then they cut me out of it like it was a wrong things to do. When I experienced the crop circle, I was like, do you see how human beings are suppressing us to actually understand that powerful thing that is out there? But they want to keep our third eye closed. To remind also today, very important, the yellow, I forgot to bring that up. Yellow. Can you tell me in your perspective what is yellow on a chakra?
Well, in our view of this, we're talking about our third chakra, and we talked earlier that some traditions have it different, but we're talking for us about that fire, that it's fire in the belly kind of thing. And some people put it up here, some a little over here, but we're talking about this fire in the belly, kind of that third chakra, and for us, it has to do with that aspect of our being that has to do with power, intention to completion, volition, courage, commitment, things like this. Yeah.
So we see you even have different perspective on the chakra. The perspective of Manifest4TV, and if you can relate to the video that Michelangelo have done with us, the perspective of the third chakra, which is the solar plexus chakra, it is here for you to act. After the first place, which is the red chakra, is to be here, is to be grounded. The second chakra is to perceive. The third chakra is to act. This is where there is the water. You say fire, we say water in Manifest4TV because this is where everything moves. When people feel uncomfortable, it's usually in this area. They're tight in here. They don't feel comfortable. When you let that third chakra open, there is movement, willpower. You talk about the willpower. And on the third chakra, it says also on different perspective that it releases fear, anxiety, guilt, shame, allow courage, as you said, and pleasure in one's own accomplishment. So today we are on this chakra, which is the universe, which is the sun, the vibration. So it is perfect, as always.
And actually
Always
my favorite
perfect.
chakra.
Your favorite chakra too?
My favorite chakra.
For me, it's the center chakra. So I feel like very vibrating from there. And when also I was little, when I was not feeling okay, my solar plexus was having a ball coming out. And the doctor could not explain what was going on, but because I was stressed. I was being suppressed. So I vibrate with that too. Now, to go back to the crop circle, you just experienced that. And how did you felt when you see that? Because it's pretty big. I mean, it's inexplainable, but you understand that this is not Earth doing.
Well, when my friend showed it to me, and I hadn't seen it before, actually, honestly, my reaction was kind of shrug my shoulders like, yeah, it's more of a confirmation of, it's almost like if you do a lot of meditation, you're very in touch with these kind of things. So this was almost like an imprint. So when I'm looking at this, it was more like a recollection of something that I've already seen rather than something new. And I think that for me, these things, and I'm not speculating where they came from, and nor do I think it's very important. In fact, I believe that they, as likely as not, just appeared spontaneously, and they're not actually impacted from necessarily another being, another planet. They could have just spontaneously appeared. But actually, what they are is they're a reflection of consciousness. And so for those on the planet that understand that, it's like a reaffirmation. And as was mentioned here, for those who are not connected in this way, it probably is troubling because they're going to have to, in their own kind of perspective, kind of try to fit all that out because it doesn't make any sense.
Investigate, judge it,
but
resist
to us,
it.
it doesn't happen. We already just accept.
Yes.
And another thing, because the senses, if we have been narrowed down to 5 senses, people are already afraid to go beyond those 5 senses, even though we're more than 5 senses.
Mm-hmm.
So again, that's the issue of fear, or trying to put something into a box with the crop circles, or with life itself, that it cannot be contained in any way. We human beings cannot comprehend with our programmed minds all that there is in this entire universe. So it's a constant process of just letting go and seeing that it is already there for us, and it's the creation of life that is working through, the universe that's working through us all. So,
well, I've had an interesting experience with reactions to this already in the last day, both from both ends. There were people who were immediately trying to debunk it.
Yes.
But on the other end, there were people who were trying to use it as proof of, beings from another planet.
Right.
And I didn't feel it was either. It just is what it is.
Yes.
And it's just something to. I found myself just kind of merging with it. So instead of trying to figure it out when I saw it, I try to actually merge my consciousness with the symbol itself.
Thank you.
And not try to. It wasn't important for me to actually give it any explanation. It was more important for me to just be with it and go, okay, fine, yeah.
To label it, to put it into a
Exactly.
label, the box, or
This is when you separate yourself from it.
Yes. You
And then you can't understand it because you separate yourself from it, then resistance gonna come, and then judgment, and then you're out of it.
Yes, giving it a name.
You're out of it, yes. As soon as you give a name, you label it.
Yes.
Now we're gonna go to the quote. That's how we transcend people,
Okay.
the quotes.
Very good.
And there is
the
a quote that you brought up with Woody Allen that says, "Can we actually know the universe?" And then he replies to that question that he asked himself, we can't even go around Chinatown.
Yeah, we can't even. Well, oh my God, we can't even figure out Chinatown.
Chinatown.
Right. So you want to know the universe? I can't find my way around Chinatown.
Yes.
So that's great.
And what is your own personal quote that is more spiritual
A little
and more
serious.
Yes.
Although I must say that I think his quote was very spiritual.
Very spiritual
What's
too.
spiritual and what's not. It's all spiritual.
Yes.
And actually, just a side comment, to me, people who are very funny in that way are like the Buddha. I mean, Woody Allen's kind of like the Buddha. You have to be able to laugh at yourself, and you have to be able to laugh.
Yes.
So there's a deep wisdom there. You have to understand that he's a spiritual guide as well here.
Yes, he has his own perspective. We all Buddha, by what I understand too. We all Buddha.
But to find the people who actually find humor in things, actually have a certain insight, they're able to find the humor in everything. There's something about that.
Yes, a big openness.
A big openness. And the quote that I had, actually, the more, like I would call more serious quote, a more philosophical quote, is from the 10th guru in the lineage of the Sikh gurus. My hero in my life, Guru Gobind Singh, who lived hundreds of years ago, and this was written in Gurmukhi. So, but more or less, the English translation of this is Guru Gobind Singh is actually, he was a great poet, and he was a great spiritual guide. He was a great warrior, and he was a great poet, all in one person, a very intriguing person. And he wrote this poem. It actually was a conversation between him and God. And in this poem, he basically is speaking to God and saying, "Oh God, I ask you just for this one gift, this one favor. Give me the consciousness that all my acts in this life are virtuous and righteous. And please, in my very last breath on this planet, give me the gift that I will go down fighting with your name on my lips." And to me, this actually captures, I don't think there's actually anything beyond this. That this is the consciousness that we all would like to just say sayonara with. That we know that as we're leaving, we have this is really what he's saying. That when I'm finished with this journey on this life, I have no regrets, no excuses. I know I gave my best. I committed and sacrificed my life for the best in this life. And in this very last breath, I gave everything I had fighting for a good cause and for humanity, and still did not forget your name. And that's how I leave. And so I'm going, whoa, I read this for the first time 30 years ago, and I was not the same person after this.
This is how we transcend people here too. You read something, it transcends them, and your life changed completely at this point. So this is perfect.
I think the reason this had such a big impact on me was that it is like a change in, it's like a worldview. It's like a game changer.
Yes.
That you are seeing things a certain way in your whole paradigm. It's like a whole paradigm shift, is that I had a view of what's a good life, and then all of a sudden it just hit me like, actually this is the ideal life. To have this consciousness, this courage, and this amount of love and commitment in one moment, that's your life.
Perfect.
Beautiful.
Now, Michelangelo, what is your perspective on the crop circle and your quote about the universe?
Well, my quote is coming now. What I wrote before was what I wrote before. So what is
because your quote, just to bring your quote up, you say, beloved, you and verse, which is universe, turn all. What did you mean by that? Let's see the people review that quote right now.
Well,
this is the quote.
The point of that quote is to say that the universal, which is universal being, that you are all of that. You are eternal. You are the eternal being, universal being, that I am the beloved and that you are the beloved. Everything that is inside of you is also outside of you. So the search of the universe is not with an airship going out searching in a little bitty small ship looking for life out there. It is the being that is on the inside that is the universe. And one turning the attention and the focus on the inside, they would find that everything that they've been looking for, whoever they are and whatever it is inside. And so that's the point of that particular poem that just came as a spirit. And when I think about the crop circles, again, as we're speaking with Harry and also with you, Yael, there are things that are happening that cannot be explained in any language by any thought processes that have been programmed to even express things. There are some things that are in silence that can say much more than the words can say. So when I see or sense the crop circles, it cannot be defined. Did it come from the core of the earth and rise up to the cosmos, or did it come from the cosmos and rise down to the point that it made the
like a huge stamp?
Yes. Where is it coming from and how is it? It will never be defined and can never be clarified on a telescope and a microscope or in a book. It is, as you had mentioned, it is. And that also, when I see that and when we see that, we can say that we are, that you are, that same force that made that crop circle move. You're just as divine, we're just as divine as that. And that's a miracle. That's a miracle, just that you see that happens, so that same energy is running through all of us.
And even when they look into it and investigate, they can't explain how it's woven together, like we are woven together.
Yes.
How it's like a comb that you put,
you.
and then it's perfectly
That's
laid,
it.
like we are perfectly made.
I mean, one of the things I was noticing yesterday is that there were people like trying to debunk it.
Yes.
But the funny thing, and even people who were trying to replicate it
Yes.
using machines, but I was thinking, even if a human being had a little machine and went out and do it, if you actually look at these things, you almost have to have the divine come through you to actually design something like that.
Yes.
So it's like, it doesn't, people think it doesn't have to come from outer space. Even if a human being is a channel for these amazing spiral things. You see some of these figures and it's beyond genius. So even if some artistic character is putting this together, it is still coming through. Because the symbol itself is of some grand plan and grand union.
What did you have to say, your perspective?
It's coming through really great. It's coming through this really great. What happens in the crop circles with those plants is that they, as you had mentioned earlier, we were talking about this also, Harry, and also Yael, they have actually surrendered. So in order for the plants to go like this, they don't feel that they're any different than the source that is moving through them. So they basically bow down.
Yes, it's true.
They fall, it's like they're woven together.
Because when they were analyzing the one that was made by human, the plant is broken.
Broken, yes.
Thank you.
But with the one that was done that they can't explain, the plant is just bending.
It bends.
It
and they're woven.
bend,
They're
and then it
woven. They're
woven.
woven.
So it's for that it could not be, it could be done by us, but it will take days. And when they found it, it was like done, they can't even explain because sometimes the person went the night of back and it was done.
Yes.
And it's impossible
Yes.
for a foot field
Yeah.
to be
Football
done.
field.
Football field to have that, it will take hundreds,
Yes.
50 to 100 beings to
Yes.
do that because
Yes.
it's possible.
Yes.
But it will take a lot of
Yes.
being to
Yes.
do it.
Yes.
So it's just to say how big is the universe. We can't explain you where it comes from, but we can on the same time, as you say, it comes through us.
Yes.
How about is all the being on earth that believe that there is more than earth, and then those beings are meditating all to each other and manifesting those
Yes.
magnificent
Yes.
peace on
At
earth.
the same, with the same energy, life force that flows and make the water move and us breathe, everything is the same.
It's the
one.
same thing.
Beautiful.
So we are the universe. The universe
Universe.
is you, and the quote of Manifest4TV is the perfect quote that I always say to everybody is listen to your universe, your verse, your voice. I personally, my perspective about the universe is everybody talk about the universe as something is out there, big with the planets and all of this inside, and then the multiple galaxy and the multiple inside the multiple galaxy, billion of solar system. Sometimes some people are afraid because it's too much. Guess what? There is also the same thing reverse. Your bloodstream, everything inside is as big as it is out there. So you are your own universe. You are your own verse and you are your own voice. That's the quote of Manifest4TV. Now we're going to go to the audio. We're going to transcend you with the audio and the selection that Harinam have shared with us. Michelangelo, can you please share something that will come from you right now with your voice while I'm preparing to have the audio?
Yes. And
Thank you.
संतोख सरमपद चोली ध्यान की करे बेबू किंदा काल कुआरी काया जुगतंड परती आए बंदे सगल जमाती मान जीते Ades to say Ades Adanilanadana Jug Jug Ekos
we're going to keep that behind us. I want you to go and experience this video online for yourself, because we're here to share with you a brief moment. You have to experience that for yourself, because what we experience, it's only our own universe, our verse and our voice. Go online and listen to this magnificent audio that Harinam has shared with us. Can you please tell me where people can contact you and how they can get to you to have more perspective and see what you're manifesting here on Earth?
Well, I invite anybody to visit my website, which is www.yogaheaven, easy to remember, yogaheaven.com, and on there you can reach me by email and my phone, and I have everything.
And Facebook, can they reach you by Facebook too?
Facebook, I'd be Harinam Singh Khalsa.
Okay.
Or sometimes Harinam 11.
Oh yes?
Yeah, it says Harinam 11, and also my Twitter, everything's Harinam 11. So you
Why
can
the number
find me.
11? Because it's a powerful number?
Actually, because it's my favorite football player.
That's a good one.
Okay,
no, because I heard
you.
number 11 is a powerful number.
Yeah, well, that was my favorite player too.
Okay,
So,
you are
that's
so
that on the
funny.
side,
That's right.
I,
You wouldn't even think that.
Yes,
I
you
was
see?
not even thinking that. I thought.
You know, because we
Phil
look at you,
Simms,
you
great
like only
quarterback.
spiritual stuff.
Oh, but as I not teaching, what's spiritual, what's not. So I'm a big football fan, and I do, like I have that kind of life. But I think that's what we really want to touch people with, is that you don't have to live in a cave. The world is ours, and we can live in this world in a very, very big way, feel connected to the universe, and still go to see the Yankees play at Yankee Stadium, right? So what's the difference?
Thank you again. Thank you again for being here. Thank you. It was a pleasure to have you, and we want to have you again.
Oh, I'm counting the minutes. I'm counting the minutes.
Manifest Being, you can reach us on www.manifest4tv.com, on Facebook, Manifest4TV. Watch us, experience us, transcend with us, and we will have all the information about Harinam. It's already on Facebook. We already connected with him, so you can find him. Namaste.